Hey, good Sunday afternoon to you. Just got out of church not too long ago. Rolling down the street. Think I'm going down the boulevard. But anyway, just got through having a wonderful conversation with my brother after leaving church. What's up? I got to give a shout out to my brother. I'm gonna give him my own personal title, Minister Farrell Roundtree. uh, my boy, brother Farrell. I appreciate you so much, my man. I really do. I thank you for everything. And I know I'm not the only one, but I'm just giving you my own personal shout out. I've learned a lot from you. Thank you so much. And of course, of us, we're having a conversation. There was a word that we used, and it's verified. And not only was the word verified used, but sometimes we in the course of wanting to really start trying to be who we know God really intended for us to be, we have journeys that we go on. And sometimes our journeys lead us down roads that people judge us for. And in the process of being judged while we're down that road, people assume that just because we've been rolling in the mud, that there's nothing clean in us. But that is a contradiction, because just because the exterior of me may be just as dirty and muddy and nasty looking as can be, God can interject at the tip of my lips and allow words of wisdom to come from my lips. He can allow blessings to come from my lips. He can allow loving deeds of kindness and sympathy and understanding and compassion. God can allow a whole lot of different things to come about, and He'll use me as the instrument to bring about those things, even in the midst of me being a drug addict, a prostitute, a thief, a liar, an instigator, a manipulator, an abuser, an abusee, any number of different things I could be that are not pleasing to Him. But in the midst of that, if my heart desires not to be what my actions are dictating or saying that it appears that I am, and I'm willing and open at that particular moment for God to change me and show me the real me and use me, it's possible. So, in the course of that, I'm saying this. Just because you know somebody's past, just because you might have been with that person, last night, 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, instead of looking at the person that is delivering the message, listen to the message. Because just think about it. We know a lot of people that used to do a whole lot of different things, and even in the midst of them doing the things they were doing, they would tell us, look, what I'm doing is bad. It's not good for you. Yes, I know I'm doing it, but don't you try and do this. Yeah, sounds crazy. Some people don't make no sense. And there are a lot of people that try and be like, well, how can you tell me not to do something that you're doing? Guess what? It's called a warning. And there are times in your life where God will let somebody that is killing themselves try and save you by telling you, look, even though you see me putting this gun to my head about to pull the trigger, don't do this yourself. But I see you doing it. Okay, I'm about to die. I'm trying to tell you, don't kill yourself while I'm up here trying to or about to kill myself. At some point in time in your life, quit trying to justify wrongdoing by saying, well, because you do it, I can do it. No, sometimes it's called a warning. Sometimes it's called mercy, grace, and mercy. And they're trying to save your life. They're trying to keep you from doing something that is going to cause you irreparable damage to your body, your mind, your heart, your spirit, and your soul. God always will allow warning to come before destruction. Now, you can either listen to the warning and avoid destruction, or you can be one of them hard-headed people and be just like what I'm just saying, and they'll be like, but I seen you do it. How come you doing it? If it's so bad for you, why do you do it? Well, the reason they might be doing it is because they may have given up on hope. But a lot of times, even though we give up on hope for ourselves, we will have more belief in somebody else that will make it in spite of us. I can't look at me and see that I can have the victory, but I can look at someone else and see that they can have the victory. And if you see that in a person, instead of you sitting there going and pointing out, well, you do it, how come I can't? Then turn around and say, well, you know what? Just like you saying that I don't need to do it and that I can make it, you don't have to do it, and you can make it. Learn to see that in it instead of saying what you've been saying. If we could learn to look at each other and start lifting up one another instead of pointing out the fault and encouraging the fault and encouraging the thing that's tearing both of us down, and start lifting up the things that God put in both of us that's good in us, then a lot of things in both of us would change. But we're too busy in competition with one another. We're too busy acting like we're afraid that somebody just might do a little bit better than us. If we learn to also reach back, step back, and turn around and lift up somebody else as we do propel and go forward and go further, and make sure that there's somebody behind us that sees how we did it, sees that we went back and got somebody else and brought them along on the journey that God told us to get. Don't just get who you want, get who God tells you to get. If we listen to God's instructions on so many different things, we would get so much further. And for those people out there that want to debate the issue about God and the white man writing the Bible and all of this, that's wonderful. Y'all keep arguing about that. There are also African proverbs and different things of that nature that tell you that it takes a village to raise a child, and that there also are different things within that whole climate and whole culture that says that if one of us don't eat, none of us eat. So in that same context and in that same thing, we have to all be more responsible for looking out for each other. Out of all the different races and communities that there are, the one that I see that has the most potential but is the most destructive is the African American community. God has given us so many talents and gifts, but we spend more time with those talents and gifts doing wrong to each other than we doing right to each other. Somebody getting mad about it, I don't know. Get mad, get over it, whatever. But we do. I've met so many dudes that sell drugs that if they took that same knowledge and wisdom, they could run Fortune 500 companies and make them successful. They're just that smart. There are people out here that know how to do things that nobody else knows how to do. But because nobody will encourage them to do the right thing with their talent, they just kind of throw that away. There are kids that are really, really smart, but because the other kids in the classroom tease them, they would rather go ahead and play like they're dumb so they can get along with the other kids in the room, instead of the other kids that are not maybe as smart encouraging him, saying, hey, you're smart, I'm not as smart. Show me what you know how to do so I can be a little bit smarter. Y'all don't have enough sense to know how to feed off of each other in the positive way, but y'all can feed off of each other when you see one jump on another one, and then y'all want to go televise that and video that. I'm confused. I really don't understand. We've got to do better with how we lift up each other. I love y'all. We have more, we're more than capable of taking over this entire world and being in our rightful position. God gave us dominion and authority over everything, but we're too busy giving it away. Stop tripping and giving away your legacy. Love you. Peace.